Hey Canucks fans, hope you're well on this Monday afternoon. Canucks fans are in a good mood. Quinn Hughes is in a very good mood because Canucks defenseman Filip Hronek, the injured Filip Hronek, joined his teammates in Winnipeg today for a full practice ahead of their game against the Winnipeg Jets tomorrow on Tuesday. Now, Rick Tocchet was quick to say that Hronek will be a game time decision for tomorrow's game against Winnipeg. He's not a guarantee in, he's not a guarantee out. He said that he usually likes to get a player through a really good, hard practice first, then talk to him later that day or the next morning to see how he's feeling, and then they decide together whether or not he will suit up. Now, it would seem weird to me that they flew Hronek all the way out there. I know it's a short 2-hour flight or whatever, but still, they fly Hronek out there, practice him only for him not to play. I just don't see it happening. So if I had to guess, my guess is that Filip Hronek will indeed return to the Canucks lineup tomorrow night when they play against the Jets. Now again, if he doesn't play tomorrow, no big deal. It's not like his longest flight ever from Vancouver. They'll come home and then I'm sure he'll play against the LA Kings on Thursday. By the way, massive games for the Canucks this week. Against Winnipeg tomorrow and then home to face LA on Thursday and then Edmonton on Saturday. Two teams that they are chasing in the Pacific Division standings. So with Hronek, he got hurt at the end of November. He had a shoulder injury, just kind of got shoved into the boards. It wasn't like a dirty play, but it was just caught him in the wrong angle, wrong place, wrong way. And at that time, they said he would be out 6 to 8 weeks. Well, today is the start of week number 6. 8 weeks would be the start of January 27th. And then I was kind of saying that I think he would split the difference and return next week on January 20th week, and that'll be 7 weeks between 6 and 8. But it sounds like, hopefully they're not rushing him, but it sounds like he will be ready to go either, like I said, tomorrow night against Winnipeg or definitely Thursday night against LA, and that would be the 6 to 6.5 week time frame as opposed to the 8 week time frame. It's kind of nice, as long as they're not rushing him, it's kind of nice to have a player return on the short end of his prescribed timeline as opposed to the long end or even longer than what was originally predicted. So Hronek got hurt, like I said, 6 weeks ago, shoulder injury. We know he's had a bad shoulder before, but from all accounts, he's been working like a beast in Abbotsford, conditioning stint, and it's kind of rare that sometimes that we see an NHL player do a true conditioning stint with the minor league affiliate, but he wasn't playing in any games. You don't waste that. Rather, he was getting some good skates in, some good workouts in, as the Canucks have been on the road for the past week. Remember, they had their 4 road games last week, starting with Montreal last Monday. So again, it made more sense that Hronek stayed in town, and because there wasn't a lot of practice time, he was doing more skating and practicing with the Abbotsford Canucks. Having said all of that, obviously the Canucks are a much stronger team with Filip Hronek than without. And you could go one of two ways. I think they're going to reunite him with Quinn Hughes. So you go Hughes, Hronek, then you go Soucy and Myers with that very unpredictable, inconsistent second pairing, and then some combination of Forbort, Brisebois, Desharnais, and Juleson on your bottom pairing. That bottom pairing won't include defenseman Eric Branstrom, who actually cleared waivers, as I anticipated he would. So he will report to the Abbotsford Canucks. None of the other 31 NHL teams picked Eric Branstrom up. So when you see something like that, a couple of things pop in my head. Some people ask me on my show, well, why didn't they try to trade him? I think they did. I think they tried to trade Eric Branstrom. You usually try and trade a player before you put him on waivers, but the fact that no one claimed him on waivers, I presume that no one wanted to give up any assets for Eric Branstrom. So A, that's why they weren't able to trade him, and B, no surprise he got through waivers because every team has a bunch of these 7th, 8th defenseman type players. Now, in my video yesterday, I talked about 3 reasons why I thought Branstrom was put on waivers. And number 1, I said he's not a Tocchet guy. Tocchet, well, acknowledges that Branstrom has offense. He's not convinced of his defensive capabilities, and the Canucks have been playing, better defense over the past few games. So you might say they could still use him on offense, help move the puck out, help get the puck out to forwards, and I agree with all that. But I think at the end of the day, he did not have Rick Tocchet's full trust. My second factor I said was the emergence of Guillaume Brisebois. I think Brisebois has quietly become a solid option for Rick Tocchet. And it was my third factor, my third reason, that should have really been my first if I just thought for about a minute before I recorded my video yesterday, was the inevitable return, the pending return of Filip Hronek. And it would make sense that you need a roster spot. Canucks aren't worried about the salary cap. You need a roster spot, especially on D. So Branstrom looked like to be the odd man out. I just didn't know that it was going to be this fast, this quick. I just said that. I thought Hronek was going to return next week on the week of January the 20th, not this week, the week of January the 13th. But especially if Hronek's playing tomorrow, it makes perfect sense why they had to waive Branstrom and create that roster spot on the Canucks. So again, I would put Hronek with Hughes, go Soucy Myers, and then again, a bottom pairing of anyone of Forbort, Desharnais, Brisebois, and Juleson. Or just maybe the Canucks might split them up, might split Hughes and Hronek up. Now that they've gone 6 weeks without Hronek, you could actually solidify a second pair by keeping Myers with Hughes. Not sure if you guys like that or not. And then going Soucy with Hronek. And maybe just the combination of those two pairings, Hughes, Myers, Soucy, Hronek, maybe collectively that's stronger than Hughes, Hronek, Soucy, Myers. I'm not so sure. I really like loading up Hughes, Hronek just because they can be your best offensive pair, and they can also play as a shutdown pair if you need to by virtue of having the puck a lot, possessing the puck a lot, keeping away from the other team's top forwards. Or maybe you want Soucy and Myers to try and be that shutdown pair, but then you're kind of playing with fire. But if we look at this more evenly distributed lineup, you could go Hughes with Myers, Soucy with Hronek. There's your same top four guys in the top four. And then again, some combination of Forbort, Desharnais, Brisebois, and Juleson. So if I had to pick one, I would go Hughes and Hronek, put them back together, especially Hughes will be jacked to play with Hronek. Hronek will be excited to come back. And if you're a Hronek, doesn't playing with Quinn Hughes sound a little bit more exciting than playing with Carson Soucy, although I'm sure Hronek will do whatever he needs to do to contribute to the team. But overall, aside from Dakota Joshua's injury now, which was unexpected, the Canucks will be completely healthy and probably their strongest lineup to date once Hronek actually returns, because up until now, it's always been at least one of either injuries or leaves. Demko, Miller, Petey, Besser, Hughes, or Hronek. All of our best guys have been out for some time this season. So this will be the first time where, at least, of course, Demko doesn't play all the time, every game, but this will be the first time where all of our core players, all of our, you say, top 6 or 7 players will be dressed in the lineup for the same game. And that, to me, is very exciting. Now it's only Dakota Joshua who needs to come back from injury. And as good as Joshua's story is this year, honestly, a non-factor so far. But that could change for the last half of the season as well. So maybe, just maybe, Canucks fans, things are looking up as they embark on the second half of their season. They beat Toronto in game number 42. They got Winnipeg in game number 43 tomorrow. And we'll see if Filip Hronek is part of that game number 43. Canucks fans, let me know in the comments your thoughts. I presume you're excited to have Hronek back. Who would you play him with, Hughes or Soucy? And tell me why. Tonight, Canucks After Dark at 10, me and Parker. Then my own show at 11:15 where we'll continue to talk about this. And then anything else that we can fit in as well. Not moderators, this is not a live stream. Thank you to my sponsors, Van City Experts Real Estate, Coach Patrick Lou, Weight Loss Coach. Thank you, legendary Lucas Gates, legendary Harry Ma, legendary Andrew Chang, and to Hall of Fame franchise members. Thanks all of you for your support, and thanks to all of you for watching, liking, and subscribing. On your way out, like the video, subscribe, leave a donation if you like what I'm doing, and leave a comment down below. Who would you play Hronek with, and why? Stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other. God bless, and go Canucks go.